What is your take on St. Andrew High School for girls banning edges?
Of the policy at St. Andrew High School for girls.
I like it.
I was totally for it. I
Dennis,
could totally understand why you'd have to.
Dennis, listen. When children are going to school, my granny and Tanisha granny and my granny would have said this: a child must eat a child's dinner. You're going to school, it is not a fashion show. I don't want any distractions. And children should look like children. I don't want you to come in here look like any taffy ram. I don't want you to come in here with any distraction. I don't want any valance. Back in the day, when you would have a little baby here, we used to use Nita, what you call a tail comb. And you just barely make a one something so, make a one something so. You see this parting out half of your hair front and pasting it down, and then the styling gel, and it looks white and flaky. It does not look proper. It does not look appropriate. And so I am with the principal. Listen, there are rules in hell, because if you go there, you cannot go there. When you go to the United States Embassy and they have certain criteria,
you just fall in line. You just fall in line, you don't question it.
Nita, the way the people them fall in line, y'all left your phone with that stranger out the road.
Yes.
You don't even know if you come back, come see them. But big ups to the people over standpipe, ever hype, floss buckle down a crate. They always, you know, stand guard, right? But when you go to the embassy, it says you don't carry certain things. You can't carry a pen. You can't carry this. You can't carry that. And nobody complains. St. Andrew High School and the parents, you know, because the principals would have communicated the rules. Follow the rules. If you don't want your child to follow the rule, you can always do homeschool. So that way, they could just do what they want to do.
My thing is that, and then we have to be careful that we're not living in an era where
anything goes.
Anything goes, and like we push this free-for-all mentality.
No.
I say it all the time. You are the parent of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 children, you know, in this time. You are not the principal of a school of
1,300 and
you understand? Where you have to manage the behavior of hundreds of children. So you are dealing with your one girl.
Yes, yes. Who may not be distracted by by the edges. But there are 500 other young girls who are distracted, and it's going to cause a problem.
People don't understand. And I'm like, you have everything to say about school management. You're not a principal.
Absolutely.
So why the Americans attack St. Andrew High School edges business pan them head? Americans, listen, Jamaica been have a strict uniform policy. When me I go school, I could even wear ears ring. I could wear no makeup, no lashes, no false hair, no nothing. Just your uniforms, socks and shoes, black or brown. I think these girls will be all right. And we're talking about one of the creme de la cremes of high schools in Jamaica. We're not talking about a fla school. So why are you all saying it's discrimination? And, oh, Jamaica don't allow girls to have identities and this and what? What? While I think it's too much, I think that's just too much, because what does the edges have to do with learning? I used to say the same thing when I could wear my ears ring. When I could wear my little black eyeliner. You know, we have to do them thing that after school, I put our little pink something, vanishing cream, our little lip gloss, our little black eyeliner and them stuff. We have to do that after school, when we're leaving the compound. Yeah? And certain things you can't do in your uniforms outside. I'm never going to know traditional high school, my dear. And we had strict policies as well. So what if Andrew said no edges? Why? How is that discrimination? Understand the cultural differences. In America, the school culture is way different from Jamaica's. Completely different. I see our children wearing pajamas to school. Some big sweater and a sun hat. Like, relax. I don't think it's that serious. True Jamaicans understand that we have strict uniform policies. We have our rules. We have our guidelines. And the students just have to adhere to it. I don't think the parents will have an issue with it. St. Andrews High School is a school for girls. Because I see people saying, oh, they should have the same rules for boys with the chalk line across them head. In our school, when they go to school in these tight pants, they have to cut them out. When they bleach their face, they have to come back with them face black. They get time off, okay? It's not do as they feel like type shit. No. We have strict rules in our schools from primary go all the way to high. And even basic school too. Why y'all call kindergarten, full primary, we don't call elementary. We don't have middle school and then some of them have junior high and whatever, but across the board, there are guidelines. So, you know, it's no biggie. It's no biggie. God knows.
So let's talk about this, and we all should be real when we're talking about this. This is about the rule what they come out with now with the edges in school. Okay, they don't want the kids them coming to school with edges, right? And as me say, rules are rules. But in this day and age, you know, eh? In this day and age, you know, where everybody, even for your natural area, where you put your little baby ear and all of them things there, if you look cute. How that a go? And guys, I think we have elevated so much in life because when I was going to school, it was so devastating the hairstyle that my mother used to give me. So two big plaits so look like corn. Sometimes as we reach out a road, we want to pull them out. But we still have to go to school with two bubbles, yes, so one bubbles, yes, so one bubbles, and one bubbles round, yes, so. How kind of whole woman hairstyle we used to get. Now the kids them going with their fine little style. Even if they not have no wig on no ear, then come out then you're not one and then put on a little baby. I think them look cute. But as me say, rules are rules. I don't know want to think about this because right now it gonna affect the pitney them in a certain ways. How is this gonna go now? Uno tell me one thing.
So the whole discussion about students being barred from school for wearing certain things. It's not just that rules are rules, because I hear people say rules are rules and they must follow the rules and blah blah blah. But my thing is, it's the blatant disrespect of the rules that governs the institution. It's a blatant disrespect. It's the first day of school, the first week of school, and you've had orientations, you've had emails, you've had messages in WhatsApp groups sent out about this particular thing, but then you're going to be defiant and decide you are going to do what you want to do and turn up to school and them can't turn me back is a blatant disregard and disrespect of the rules that governs the institution that you chose to go to. If you don't want to follow the rules, get a transfer out. Go somewhere else that will accept you and your disrespectful behavior. It's as simple as that. I remember talking about the Valance stamp and the Farid were Andrews banned. Do you know how many combs I've had to confiscate? Do you know how many mirrors and edge control I've had to confiscate? Because edges have become a distraction. If I open my drawer right now, I can pull out at least one comb confiscated because students decide to them edges more important than what go on a class. And if I open my drawer more, I find mirrors and stuff. Why? Because rather than just catch up here and come to school, come learn, you're more focused on your aesthetics. And the grades them now match the aesthetics, and that's the problem. So they can go and talk around from the mouth about them letting you pick them, lock them out of school. Lock them out. Lock them out. Because it's blatant. It's blatant. It's not like them show up the morning and hear say them not for do it. Them hear it all summer. Them hear it and them come orientation. Them getting in the WhatsApp group and them emails. But they are blatantly disrespectful. And the main problem is because parents aren't parenting anymore. A pitney run things. And because them run things at yard, them feel like them can come to school and run things at school too. Lock them out, man. Lock them out. Lock them out.
Yeah, the schools in Jamaica are strict. So an all-girls school in Jamaica posted this on their Instagram saying absolutely no edges. The caption reads, "Reminder students, please be advised that the wearing of edges is now officially banned on campus. Remember, curtains belong in the house, not on foreheads. Please keep our looks neat and school ready. We appreciate your cooperation in upholding our standards of excellence as we continue honoring the legacy and inspiring the future." I didn't know it was like that in Jamaica. I love how they're trying to keep, the students focused on education and education only. You don't need to be worried about any beauty standards, nothing but the education. But is it a bit much? Like, is it fair? And is it all edges or just the extra edges? Like, they can't even have no soupity swoop? That's crazy. I thought that was funny. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that is a bit much? I mean, I know the education in Jamaica is top tier, so hey.
The people them say they don't want any curtain edges at them school. Do not wear no curtain edges at them school. There are certain schools in Jamaica that they want classy creme de la creme ladies. You know that white that the school they are town wear the full white? Westwood, St. Hilda's, Woolmer's, the one of them top school there are classy females them want. They don't want the people them with them something here. Now if you can't adhere to them rules, take out your pitney and allow the people them rules.
Jamaica is a very conservative country, and if you're not Jamaican or have Jamaican family members or grew up around a lot of Jamaicans, then you truly won't understand how conservative Jamaicans are. Jamaicans place a lot of value on tradition, religion, and especially education. So I'm not surprised that at school in Jamaica ban edges. I'm more surprised that this is making national news. The Shade Room is talking about this. News outlets like the Breakfast Club is talking about this. And I am so surprised that this is making national news the way how it is. And honestly, frankly, I don't really see it as a big deal because they want to focus on education. As a survivor of a private Jamaican school, I went for 1 year when I was 6. And I remember we all had to wear black shoes. And it couldn't be sneakers. We had to all wear black shoes. And I remember all of the boys, we had to have like a short haircut. And our uniform, it had to be ironed. When I moved to the United States and I went to school in America, it felt like Disney World. It was so much freedom, I didn't know what to do with myself. I only went to school in Jamaica for 1 year, so I don't have like a lot of stories, but I've heard other Jamaicans say they went to school in Jamaica and they were sent home because they didn't have a haircut. They were sent home because they went to school ashy. They were sent home because their nails were dirty. And honestly, I'm not surprised because a lot of private schools in Jamaica, a lot of schools in Jamaica, if you don't go to school looking neat and proper, they will send you home. But honestly, a lot of these schools in Jamaica need to have some rules and regulations on skin bleaching because skin bleaching is more of a distraction than baby hairs. You have some of these kids going to school looking like possums. Okay, I'm distracted because such and such is over there looking like a possum when I'm trying to learn. And also, too, let me just add this. This is not just Jamaica. A lot of countries in the Caribbean, Africa, South America, Central America, Asia, they have a lot of strict school rules. And a lot of American kids don't understand how easy y'all have it going to school with lace front wigs, Balenciaga, a rollie on your wrist. In a lot of Caribbean countries and Asian, African countries and all those other countries, it is not allowed.
A Jamaican high school for girls has banned edges and it is causing outrage. Some people in the comments are calling it racial profiling, and I just want to say, you're probably from America, maybe from the UK. Either way, you're not Jamaican calling out racial profiling for a school policy, so keep on moving. Others are saying, what does hair have to do with education? And I want to say precisely, babes, precisely, because when you're a high school student, I happen to think that you should be thinking about your education and not your edges. Other people are like, oh, surely there are bigger things to talk about. And I'm like, well, yes, I agree with you. We shouldn't have to talk about edges in Jamaica because I see this as like one step towards infiltration from like cable television that is ruining our culture of schools and basically watering down the system. Because as a Jamaican who went to the UK and I was completely appalled by how I saw people wearing uniforms. I've done videos about this before, about girls with their skirts so short you can almost see you know what falling out of you know where. I have seen girls with wigs, with weaves, with edges, with nails, with lashes, the list goes on. And I happen to think that a teenager should not be thinking of school as a fashion show, as my dad would say, but you should be thinking of school for school. So I think that whilst you might think that, oh, it's just edges, I think that your focus, babe, it's all in the wrong places. And you might think that, oh, well, it's just a pointless rule. And I happen to think that sometimes we need to bring structure into school. We need to bring rules because rules sometimes need to be followed. And if you're like me, when I was in school, no, I did not follow all the rules. But you know what? It taught me how to get away with what I wanted. You know, the fact that there was some structure there taught me how are you going to navigate life in such a way that you can still remain respectful, but sometimes you do need to learn how to push a boundary. However, it was never with my hair, it was never with a hairstyle. And let's be honest, okay, the whole put your hair from here and take it over yasso down to your eyebrow and just swoops with the gel, I personally don't understand it. I don't think it looks cute, and so maybe that's why I don't like this style anyway, and therefore the rule doesn't bother me. But the point is, as a mother of 2 young girls, do I want them going to school and the first thing that is on their mind is how their hair is gelled down to their forehead. No, babes. I want them to go to school and I want them to think about the types of adult human beings that they're going to be. I want them to get educated academically, socially, sports, all the things that really matter. And for me, your hair should not be your number one priority when you're in school. And that becomes like the focus. That becomes how people kind of identify, how they categorize, how they section out the cliques, how they become bullies over here. Like, no, I'm not into it. So do I support this rule? 100%. Am I happy to hear what you have to say? 100%.